What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. Picked these first books up off of eBay. I used my Mercari profits from a couple months or so to pick up these books. So there's 5 books in total. I didn't really get any great deals on these. The reason I bought it was for this Strange Tales book I'll show in a second. So I won that one at auction, and then I was just looking at the other books that the seller had, kind of just to round out the order, save on shipping and stuff. So I ended up getting 5 books total for about $100. So most of that is from the Strange Tales book that I'll show here in a second. This first one is Avengers 223. Just a cool Hawkeye and Ant-Man cover that they recreated this in the Civil War movie. So I was happy to find that. This one was $15, and these are all about market price. I didn't get any great deals on these or anything. These are just books that I was wanting to add to my collection, so I was just looking for stuff like that. Next one is Moon Knight from Volume 1, Number 8. Just a cool Bill Sienkiewicz cover, who did the interiors as well. That one was $5. Next, Amazing Spider-Man 317. This is a newsstand, just a cool McFarlane Venom cover, Spider-Man Venom cover. I was flipping through the interiors on this as well, just really cool. There's a big splash page of Spider-Man in there, and the fight scene between him and Venom goes on for several pages, so it's really cool. So anytime I can find these McFarlane books, and the Spider-Man ones for cheap, this one was only $5, so I was happy about that. Then the big book I got was this Strange Tales 178. This was $66, which again is about market price for the condition this is in. This is just one of the Warlock books that I've wanted for a long time. This is the I think there was like a 4, 5, or 6 issue run on this Strange Tales, starting with this one, 178. And this is the first appearance of Magus, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, who's basically the Bizarro version of Adam Warlock, and he ends up being the main villain that Warlock fights, probably more or about the same as Warlock fights Thanos. And who knows if he'll be in the movie with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when Warlock makes his first appearance. But I love Warlock. He's one of my favorite cosmic characters, so I was happy to find this. It's a beautiful Jim Starlin cover, who does the interiors as well. So I was really happy. This was the main reason, or this was the only reason I went to look for the other books. Once I won this auction, I was looking around to see what else the seller had, like I said. So I was just really happy to find that Strange Tales book. And the last one I got from the eBay was this Wolverine number 6. This is from the first ongoing. Just an early issue. This one was $9. Nothing too, no first appearances or anything, but there is something cool. The back cover has a pin-up from Todd McFarlane doing Wolverine, so that was cool. McFarlane didn't do the interiors, it's John Buscema, but just a cool little novelty thing they used to do. They used to have those pin-ups on the back covers of some of the more popular characters doing the being drawn by some of the artists other than who was doing the book. So this was, like I said, $9. Just trying to get the early part of the volume 1, or the first ongoing Wolverine series, so I was happy to find that. Alright, and these next stack of books, these are all dollar books from Comic Book World here in Louisville, Kentucky. So I picked these up probably a little over a month ago now. This first one, if anybody has heard of this, I'll be very impressed, because I hadn't heard of it, and I'm from Louisville, and that's where this one was from. So this is Tales of Wonder. It's kind of a Christian comic, but the reason I got it, you can see up there in the corner, it's Pet Shop Comics, and written by Rick Newby. So when I first started collecting comics, my LCS was called Squeeze Play here in Louisville, and it was an old strip mall, and also in the strip mall was a pet store, and this guy Rick Newby, he was the owner and manager of the pet store, and he would come over to the comic book store and buy comics and talk to everybody, and just kind of part of the local community here. So I got to know him a little bit when I was a kid, and then I got out of comics and didn't see him for 25 years or whatever. And then I came across this. He actually ended up starting his own comic book store, which closed a few years ago, unfortunately. But in the meantime, I think after he had opened his own comic book store, he published his own comic book, and that's what this is. It's Tales of Wonder, special origin issue. And he actually signed it. You can see there in the it's a gold Sharpie, and then he put a Bible verse on there, Ephesians 4:24. So I'm not sure what the significance of that is, but I just thought it was cool. Just a local guy from my childhood making a comic book. So it was just fun to find. Next, we've got Adventure of the Karate Pig, Ninja Flounder, and the 4D Monkey. Now, I have no idea what this comic is, but Karate Pigs and Ninja Flounders and monkeys are all something that I enjoy when I see them, because you don't see them too often. Other than monkeys, I guess monkeys are pretty rampant, but you don't see a Karate Pig or a Ninja Flounder very much. So put those together, and the space astronaut lady there with the that's not a helmet, I guess, more of headphones, but whatever. You put a Karate Pig in space, you put a Ninja Flounder in space, you put a monkey in space, and I'm all in. And the Flounder's he's got like a Wolverine claw. That's more like Vega from Street Fighter, and he's got a sai. So you can't go wrong with that. So it just looked like something fun, so picked it up for $1. Next we got this Beetlejuice #1. This is based on the cartoon, which I was a big fan of when I was a kid. So this is the first issue, and it's actually a newsstand, so I was happy to find that in the dollar bin. It's in pretty good shape. Looks like there's one spine tick down there by the UPC code, but other than that, it looks to be in good shape. And this one goes for, I don't know, between $10 and $30, depending on condition. So I was happy to find that. I'm not sure how long this the series ran in comic book form, but I'm going to pick them up whenever I see him. And this is usually, I've seen him out in the wild before, not #1, but other issues, but they've just been really beat up, so I haven't picked any up yet. Obviously these are cartoon books, so they get lots of wear and tear because it's mostly little kids reading them, so it's hard to find them in good shape. So when I do, I will pick it up. Next, I got Bucky O'Hare, another newsstand #1. Just a cool Larry Hama creation. I think I showed his first appearance off several videos ago in that Echoes of Future Past. It's got the caveman on the cover. It's got like the first, I think, 5 pages of this story, and this is just the full-length #1 issue of Bucky O'Hare. So I was happy to pick that up. Next, we've got a video game comic. This is Bullet Witch #0, published by, I'm not sure who the publisher is. Prima Games is the publisher of the video game. I'm not sure. I don't see a comic company on this, but I'm not sure if this was a promo comic that came out like at E3 or something like that, or if they actually sold it on the newsstand. I don't see a price on it anywhere. This is from February 2007. I never played the Bullet Witch game. I think it was kind of a knockoff of that Bayonetta game, which was really fun. But the video game comics can go for a little bit, so anytime I see like something like this, I'll grab it for cheap. Next, we got Demon Storm #1. Now this one caught my eye because of the cover, and it's a Todd McFarlane cover on a Caliber book. I'm not sure. I looked up the year when I first got it. It's either like I think it was early 2000s when this came out. He didn't do the interiors or anything. He just did the cover. So I thought that was cool. Anytime he does, non-spawn stuff, I like grabbing that. So especially for $1, can't go wrong. And then speaking of McFarlane, this is Marvel Age #90. This was kind of the they call it the fan magazine. This was pre-internet days, so it's kind of a promotional comic that Marvel used to talk about upcoming releases and everything, and then do interviews with their creators. So this is, I think this predates Spider-Man. It says if you missed Spider-Man #1 the first time, this is your second chance. So this might have come out after Spider-Man 1. This is July 90. I'm not sure when the release date. I know Spider-Man 1 from McFarlane was 1990. I can't remember the month though. But anyway, this is a McFarlane cover doing Spider-Man, the spaghetti webbing and everything. And this one can go for a little bit too, depending on condition. Anywhere between 10 and $30. I think a graded 9.8 went for a few hundred recently, so that's cool. This is not a 9.8. I'm just gonna keep this one in my personal collection. Next, we've got Deathblow #1. This is a Jim Lee joint from Image. This was early Image days after he was doing Wildcats, or might have been concurrent when he was doing Wildcats. That was his first book for Image. Deathblow, this is the newsstand #1. That's why I grabbed this. The #1 direct is just, I think it's just Deathblow, and then the title has like foil red lettering, and then it might be this guy, the face of Deathblow, but it's all blacked out, so it's really hard to see. So I've got that as well. There's a ton of those out there, but I grabbed this one just because it was a newsstand and I'd never seen it before. And I like this cover better than the direct edition because it's more than just a black cover. So happy to find that. And got some more cartoon books here. Got Muppet Babies #1. This is from the Harvey imprint. So this is not the first Muppet Babies comic book. I think those were published under the Star imprint that Marvel had. They did the Thundercats comic book as well. So that one goes for a little bit more than this. But Muppet Babies was definitely one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. I loved it whenever they would do the Star Wars episodes. Those were always fun. So I just have lots of fond memories of Muppet Babies. So anytime I see them, the comics are cheap, I'll pick those up. Next, got a little run of Pinky and the Brain here. Got #2. These are actually all newsstand as well. That's interesting. And then Muppet Babies that was newsstand. So little run of cartoon newsstands in pretty good condition. So #2, Pinky and the Brain. This is a Terminator homage. Pinky and the Brain, again, just a hilarious cartoon from my childhood. I got #4, kind of a Wizard of Oz homage. And #5, just kind of a Western homage. And again, it's weird. For some reason, oh no, I guess it's not weird that DC did that. I was going to say, because they have Warner Brothers now. And I guess they probably had a partnership with them back in the day too. So, and I guess all the Animaniacs books are DC too. But for some reason, I don't associate DC with cartoon books other than like the Batman stuff. But not sure why. But anyway, happy to find the Pinky and the Brain stuff. Next, we got Spoof Comics Presents #1. This is a Spoof Comics Presents Spider-Film #1. It's an Adam Hughes cover. I think the Spoof Comics, they ran for 20 or 30 issues, and they just, back in the early 90s, it looks like. So, and then I got #3, and this one's weird because it's got complimentary comic stamped across the newsstand. So somebody was giving it away. And I think this is the first appearance of Wolverbroad. I don't know if she was in the I think she was in a What the issue as well. But these spoof comics just crack me up. I just love it when the other comic creators parody the popular books at the time. So I'll pick these up whenever I can find them. Next, we've got a Street Fighter 2. This is just Street Fighter. So this is from the Malibu series, and this one is a little special. It's got the shiny gold foil, and it's got a stamp. It's gold edition out of 12,000, so it's not that limited. But I have got #1, and I've got #3. So this was, and I think that Malibu series only went for 3 issues, so this completes the Malibu series that I was trying to get. So I was happy for that, and it's even got a cool little poster inside. Next, we got Sword Quest #0. I just picked this one up. Just looked like an old Atari video game box. I'm not sure if it has any value or anything, but I just liked the cover and snagged it. And then the last one from Comic Book World is this Total Recall #1. This is the movie adaptation of the movie there from 1990. Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. And I know what you all are thinking, so I'm going to open it up. I've got the page marked and everything. Oh, where'd it go? And yes, it does have Benny feeling up the three-breasted woman saying, "Oh baby, I wish I had 3 hands." She says, "You're doing okay with 2." So that is not so in the movie she's actually, I think she's just topless the whole time. That's her talking to Arnold there. You can see the 3 breasts. And then Benny is entertaining himself with that. So I think the movie came out when I was 9 or 10 years old. So that was definitely the highlight of my summer, seeing that on the big screen. So just happy to find the movie adaptation. And that's a newsstand as well. So pretty cool. Alright, and the last batch of books, these are all from the Garage pop-up comic book store that I go to about every month now. It's in a residential neighborhood near me where it's run by a guy and his son. The father used to own a comic book store back in the late 90s, and he just sells out of his garage now during the spring and summer months. So he does a good job of having new inventory every couple weeks, so I try to hit it up once a month or so. These are all dollar books. This is Unsupervised Existence. I've never seen this before. It just looked like a fun indie comic from the 90s. Next, we got Exo Manowar Iron Man in Heavy Metal. Just a cool crossover with Valiant and Marvel with the 2 armored superheroes. And then we've got X Nation 2099, just a cool chromium cover from the 2099 run. This was one I was not aware of until I think I showed Hulk 2099 a couple videos ago, and then one of the viewers commented about this X Nation 2099 book, which I didn't know existed, so that put me on the hunt for it, and I was happy to find it because I love those old 2099 chrome covers. Next, we've got Strike Force America #1. Just picked this one up because it was a cool Sam Keith cover. This was 92, so this was before he started doing the Max. It looks like it might be a wraparound. Just notice that. I'll open it up and see if it is. It is. Very cool. So, open it up here. There's Sam Keith's distinctive signature over there. And just a cool looking book. I've never seen that one before. Sam Keith's got a very distinct art style, obviously. So, anytime I find something that he's done that I've never seen before, if it looks interesting, I'll pick it up. Next, got Spawn 313. This was just a recent Spawn issue. I wasn't sure if I had this or not. I'm still collecting Spawn. I wasn't sure if I had this McFarlane cover. I think I did, so this is a double for me. Next, we got Sliders #1. This looks to be a newsstand as well. This was another favorite TV show of mine from the 90s with Jerry O'Connell and the actor that played Gimli from Lord of the Rings, John Rhys Meyers, one of those guys. So it's a fun sci-fi TV show, kind of in the vein of Quantum Leap with that kind of humor to it. So it was really cool, and didn't know they did a comic, so I was happy to find it. And this one is Myth Adventures #7. Just Phil Foglio was a Magic the Gathering artist that I didn't know did comics until I got back into comics last year. So anytime I find his stuff, I pick it up. And then I got #8 as well. Just some fun covers from him. Then we've got kind of a weird one here. This is the Sizzling Sex Special #1 Collector's Edition Elementals with a She-Hulk looking mermaid. Well, she doesn't have fins, so I guess she's just naked She-Hulk with a very happy Echo the Dolphin on there. So I looked on the inside, and it's kind of false advertising because this scene does not appear in the comic. I hate when that happens. And especially with Echo, he's not getting the love on the inside, just on the outside here. So there's no like interspecies erotica going on the interiors. It's just plain old human on human love. And this one actually goes, I looked it up on eBay. I think a copy sold for like $60 recently, which was pretty ridiculous. So kind of fun. Next, you got DV8 number 1. This is the Greed cover, J. Scott Campbell. So I guess with this series, they did different covers for each sin, each of the 7 deadly sins. I'm sorry if you guys hear the rain now. It's raining outside, so that might be hitting the window. But I've only got one book to go, so I'm not starting over. DV8 number 1, J. Scott Campbell cover. And then last book, got Punisher, Rampage, Double Edge, Marvel Edge. This is Alpha. I don't know, just a cool 90s chromium cover. And I think this one is a wraparound as well. Most of these chromium covers were. And it is. So we've got Nick Fury on the back here. The Punisher on the front. So just really cool, shiny 90s gimmick cover. I was happy to find that. So I'll cut it off there. Sorry for the rain, guys. Hope it wasn't too distracting. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.